this week's injury report. And it's a long one, so buckle up because we got some good news, got some bad news, but mainly good news for the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw started a rehab assignment on June 19th. Tony Taters was there. It was a great experience for him, to say the least. And unfortunately, though, he was shut down after experiencing shoulder soreness following that start in Single-A Rancho Cucamonga. He gave 1 run, had 5 punch-outs and 3 innings of work. And Kersh was supposed to make a rehab start for AAA Oklahoma City, but due to that shoulder soreness, he was shut down. The good news is that Kersh had an injection that has reduced the pain, and also, more importantly, he had an MRI that didn't reveal any structural damage. So you don't have a setback from that standpoint. And Dave Roberts said, Clayton is going to throw a pen Wednesday, and he looks really good. I would argue he looks better than he did when he was making his way back a few weeks ago, so I'm really encouraged. Just watching him stretch it out. He stretched out Monday, came back today, and didn't feel anything. Feels good. Did again today, so I'm really encouraged about Wednesday, and at that point in time, we'll see about getting him back out on a rehab. I've never had surgery, so I don't know. He told reporters that. So that's the thing about Kershaw. He said, I've never had surgery. I don't know. And every step of this process is going to be a new experience for Kersh. He would go on to say, I feel like really the upward trajectory is there, and it's been really steady at this point. I don't really want to call it a setback. I just think it's just getting your feet underneath you a little bit. I don't feel like it's going to delay the process by that much. It could be part of it. It could be a little hiccup. I don't know. I was able to get some shots and feel better with it. So that's positive. Dave said that he looks better now than he did before the setback. And then 2, Kersh said he feels good and says it could be just a little hiccup. Yes, take it with a grain of salt the size of the Rock of Gibraltar because it's the Dodgers. But I think that these are forthright. And I think really the next step is you got to get back out there and make those rehab starts. I mean, he needs at least 3 rehab starts to build up to 4 or 5 innings to make his return to the mound at the big league level. And once he does that, then it becomes, okay, how does he look? What's his role going to be for this team? How quickly can he look like someone that could be a weapon for this team in the postseason? So time is of the essence, but the good news is it's positive steps forward at this point. A couple days ago, he played catch at Dodger Stadium. He said he's feeling better. So things are trending upward. But now I think the return time isn't after the All-Star break. It's at some point during August, probably the first week to 10 days of August, something around that time, if things really start to rapidly pick up. Now, next big update, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he's been dealing with that rotator cuff to his throwing arm. Dave Roberts told reporters yesterday, I think right now he's pain-free, so that's a good thing. Granted, he's not throwing a baseball. Our hope is that he starts playing catch soon. The number one thing is that he's pain-free, which is where I think he's at right now. And he was asking about a timeline. Should the Dodgers expect him back anytime soon? He said, I don't know. I just talked to him briefly in the training room. He's getting worked on. He's doing a lot better. He's doing a lot of shoulder exercises and non-throwing stuff. I don't know when that time is going to come where he's going to pick up a baseball. It'll be playing catch and then stretching it out at some point. Once he gets to the bullpen, then it starts to become more real. So it still feels like we're a couple weeks away from gaining any traction, any momentum, any clarity as to when the Dodgers will be getting back Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And you're ranking the big questions heading into the next part of the season. I'm going to dedicate a whole episode to that. One of the biggest questions, you could argue it's the biggest question, is are they going to have Yoshinobu Yamamoto down the stretch and in the postseason? Because the answer is no, then absolutely you have to go out there and trade for another starting pitcher, because this is someone that they signed to pitch on a big stage in the World Series. And even with that rocky debut in Seoul, South Korea, where he threw 43 pitches and gave up 5 runs to the Padres, he still has been great. A 2.92 ERA, a 2.66 FIP, a 1.07 WHIP, 10.2 strikeouts per 9. So he has definitely pitched very well, and you saw how he pitched in New York. That is the Yamamoto that sticks out to me. That's the Yamamoto that makes me feel like, okay, this could feel like trading for a top flight starter at the deadline if you get that version of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went into the Bronx and allowed no runs on 2 hits and 7 scoreless, had 7 punchies in the Dodgers 2-1 extra innings win in New York. So that's someone who he welcomed the spotlight. Now, next update, Max Muncy. Max Muncy has been dealing with that oblique injury. Mike DiGiovanna of the LA Times, he reported that he took swings off a tee, he fielded ground balls, and he did some throwing last Friday. And he's been dealing with a grade 1 right oblique strain. It's been a slow process. They moved him to the 60-day IL on June 21st, but he is starting to pick things up in his rehab. Now, the big next step for Max Muncy is when he's going to start taking live BP and begin that rehab assignment. So he'll be back at some point after the All-Star break. I'm guessing too in early August. Next one, Joe Kelly. Before we talk about Joe Kelly, how about those jerseys? The Mariachi Joe jerseys out in Rancho Cucamonga. Me and Tony Tater's our stomping grounds, right? We should have gone yesterday, to be honest. Joe Kelly did not pitch deep into the game, right? Through 5 pitches, but man, he signed more autographs yesterday than he threw pitches. I mean, he signed autographs all day. He made that first rehab start, and he's going to need a couple outings there at the minor league level, but he should be ready to go pretty soon. We're going to see Joe Kelly back at some point right after the All-Star break, and it's not going to be before the All-Star break, but I think right after it, because at this point, they're saying that he has been a little ahead of schedule. So a couple more rehab appearances, and Joe Kelly is going to be back. The biggest key for Joe Kelly is keeping him back, because Joe Kelly is someone that pretty much should have his mail sent to the IL because he's lived there, because he has dealt with injuries, but he's another guy that it's all about the postseason for Joe Kelly. Throwing harder, missing bats more than any time in his career last year, and that's going to be massive to get him back. Other quick ones, Brusdar Graterol. He might return at some point in August. Early June, he still wasn't playing catch. So he's basically spring training mode, right? If you're Brusdar Graterol, so we'll wait on that one. Dustin May, to me, is the one I'm really keeping my eye on, because Dustin May has that stuff where if he's 100% healthy, he will be on this postseason roster. If you can give him enough starts and appearances to ramp up in time. And he's been throwing at the Dodgers spring training complex in Arizona. He's throwing around 90 miles per hour at this point. So when Dustin May is right, he's upper 90s. When Dustin Mania is in full effect, he's throwing 98. But they're going to make sure that this is a cautious rehab. Anytime you're undergoing your second major arm surgery, he underwent right flexor tendon UCL surgery last July, started throwing off a mound back in May. So he is definitely checking off boxes. It's really about updating his velocity at this point, continuing to progress in the right direction if you're Dustin May. And then Mookie Betts.
It's a bone, so it's got to heal. I mean, it's 6 to 8 weeks. I think we're 2 weeks in, so still got a long way, no matter what.
How have you been trying to stay sharp? I saw you sort of taking into those shadow runs, or how, if at all, is there?
I mean, there's no real way. I mean, I've been throwing, running, working out. I mean, that's all I can really do. Can't grip anything, so there's a lot of baseball that I can't do.
Is there still pain in it on a daily basis? Or
No, there's no pain at all. It's just broke. I can bend it, and just there's no, yeah, I mean, it's broken off. So there's nothing really do about it.
Of course, I think this one's pretty obvious. I mean, it's not going to require surgery on that fractured left hand. He's set to miss 8 weeks. I think he's going to be back in August, and that's going to be major for this team. The big question for them is, where does he bat in the lineup? Is it leadoff? Is it in the 2-hole there? Thank you for watching this clip from Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show on YouTube, where we cover everything you need to know about your boys in blue in less than an hour. To check out new episodes, go to youtube.com/DodgersNationTV Monday through Friday in the mornings, and be sure you're subscribed to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. For all latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, interviews, giveaways, and more, you're going to find it right here at the #1 channel for your boys in blue. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.